Okay, this is Investigator Dan Dorfman for Los Santos District Attorney's Office, working the case of the state versus Mr. Capriotti, involving the attempted murder on Mr. Bobby Irvine. Sir, could you, for the record, could you please state your name?
It's Bobby Irvine.
Thank you. And Mr. Irvine, could you tell me your place of employment, please?
Work at a dealership, Irvine's Auto Emporium.
Great. And suffice it to say, are you the owner and proprietor of that business?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Great. Thank you. And Mr. Irvine, just as we get started here, I have to advise you, just as I advise everyone I interview, that at any time you're feel free to you do not have to answer my questions. If you wish also to seek legal counsel at any time, you're able to do so. Those are your rights. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, I understand.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And lastly, Mr. Irvine, this statement is going to be given of your own free will, and you are not at all being coerced or under duress while giving this statement, correct?
Correct.
Great. Thank you very much. So I'd like for you to explain to me a little bit about the past relationship that you have with the accused, Mr. Capriotti. Could you walk me through that, please?
Yes, I can. Yes, sir. Well, I had a beautiful black Tampa on the lot. Real nice. And Mr. What's his name?
Capriotti?
Capriotti. Yeah, he came along. He was interested in buying it. And we agreed on a price and everything. And at the final part of the transaction, I asked for his identification. And I noticed he was born in the 90s, and I made a little joke about how young he was. And I said, "Are you even old enough to drive?" Pretty young. At which point, Mr. Capriotti decided to punch me right in the face. Seems to have a short temper or something. He punched me right in the goddamn face. At which point, I demanded that he apologize or I would cancel the transaction. And he refused to apologize, and the transaction was canceled. And I told him he was not welcome on the lot anymore. First, he assaulted me, and I was not okay with that. So he went on his way. And then maybe a few days later, I sell the black Tampa to another guy.
Okay.
And he drives away. About an hour later, I see the same black Tampa on my property, but I didn't see it drive in.
I see.
So that must mean he used my valet service. Now, to use my valet service, I got to charge you $50 unless you're a customer. Now, I walked over to the car to inform whoever the driver was of the charge. At which point I heard his voice and realized who it was. I decided to call my security because I did not feel that this man was going to be cooperative and pay me the fine. And that's when all hell broke loose.
Could you let me unpack a little bit of that real quick? So,
yeah, of course.
Your previous encounter with Mr. Capriotti was that occurred 3 days or 4 days before this incident, correct?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And the second thing I wanted to ask you, you had mentioned that people can use your valet service. Is that a service that you intend to offer, or is that just
no? It's people. Yeah, we just charge people. It's not really. It's kind of to discourage people from kind of just driving in and using it. So we just charge them a little bit of money unless they are customers.
All right.
They're customers, they can use it. It's for free.
I see. All right. And thank you for clarifying that. Now, when you say that you witnessed or you saw the black Tampa on your property, Now, you had already transferred the title to this other gentleman, correct?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I transferred it over already at that point.
Do you have the? Do you happen to have the records of the person you sold that Tampa to?
Hmm. That's a great question. I'd have to dig around for it, but I think I might be able to find it somewhere.
Great. So maybe after some other time here, you can send that to me. That could be someone else that's important for me to talk to as it relates to unpacking the truth in this particular case.
Yeah, yeah. I believe his name is Hector. I don't know his last name, but I can find out for you. I'm sure I have that on my records somewhere back at the lot.
Does he typically have a braided hair? Kind of a
Yes, sir.
I believe he's a Latin descent, and the hair
Yes,
is usually
sir.
kind of red, reddish brown.
That's the guy.
Zach
That's
Gibbs,
right.
we meet again. Excellent. I think I know exactly who you're talking about. All right, thank you.
I have to double check it was him
Yeah.
before you make that assumption.
Yeah, I
just
want
gotta
to.
make sure it was him.
Yeah, let's double check, but I do know who that is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you very much. Okay, so you see the black Tampa on your lot. Now, who is on your lot that is in your employ at the time that you witnessed the black Tampa that day?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that question?
Sure. Which of your employees or security are on the
Okay.
lot that day when the incident occurs?
All right. Let me think. Let me think now. We had my brother, Robbie, was there. I think we had Avery Jenkins there. Yeah, we had her there too. She's a car salesman, woman. We also had Miss Fanny Price. Fanny Price. Um, I'm trying to think who else. I believe we had another Phoenix Corp member who I cannot remember. I can't remember who it was, but yeah.
Okay. But it was you had a contract at that time with Phoenix Corporation to provide security for the lot.
That's right. And I believe at the same time, we also had a contract with SecureServe, and we were trying to use them both to figure out which one we wanted to use them permanently. But I'm not sure if SecureServe was present. I feel like Mike Lemonade may have been on scene, but I'm not sure.
All right. All right. I can always follow up with Mr. Lemonade and find out if he was there.
Yeah.
Do you maintain any employee records when someone comes to work during the day for you?
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay. Were there any customers on the lot at the time that the?
Oh yeah, yeah. There
And-
was a bunch of people there. There we had some. We had a guy, a witch doctor kind of guy. Well, he doesn't like being called that. His name starts with D. Is Dagwood or something?
Dagwood. Okay. I know Mr. Dagwood.
Yeah, yeah. He was there. We had a couple who were lawyers, male and female couple. Never seen them before until then. I can't remember their names.
Does the last name
They seem to be of
Rosenberg mean anything to you?
probably. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Okay.
I remember them mentioning maybe that they had some kind of Jewish descent or something. So, I don't know what
Okay.
you can do with that. Anyway, that guy freaking he got pretty involved actually. That lawyer guy.
He did. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
So now let's start here with the Tampa. Now, if I were facing your lot from the south side, from Highway 68, so if I'm looking at your lot from Highway 68, looking north, Which side of the lot would the Tampa be on at the time that you noticed it?
Um, which way is it? North? Um,
So let's say that
well, if you face
let's
the
say that
building,
if
if
I'm
you face the,
facing
yeah,
if you're the building, okay, and
yeah,
I'm facing towards you,
yeah,
the metal fence is over here on this side, and the
yeah,
bank and the clothing store are over here on this side.
yeah, right, right.
So
So he would have
which
been over this side,
he would have been over there.
where the
Okay.
valet, yeah, the valet service is right there. So that's where I noticed him. He was right next to this side of the building. There's a small kind of I guess like it's between the wall and the fence where you can get around the back of the building. He was right next. That's where he was. He was parked right there.
Okay. So the vehicle was parked when you first noticed it,
Yes,
as
sir.
if the valet had brought it from around back,
Yes, sir.
and had it parked right there. So it was next to the building, but not against the metal fence along
No,
this side
sir.
here, right? Because there's, as I
No,
recall,
yeah, that's right.
about right here, there's also a break in the metal fence that goes back towards a property, if I recall. It's
Yeah, that's
if,
actually my home. Yes.
right. Okay, perfect. Okay, and by the way, do you and Robbie live there together, or is that does he have his own residence?
No, that is a shared residence between
Okay,
me and my brother.
all right, good. Um, okay, so you noticed the car. What did you do when you noticed the car?
Yeah,
Lady
I
Lotus
decided
Dragon,
to
how you doing?
approach it. I couldn't see the driver from where I was. Um, so I went over there to charge whoever it was for using the service. And as I approached closer, I noticed it was not the guy I just sold it to not too long before.
Okay,
So I went over there and I said, "Hey, you gotta pay. You gotta pay us $50." Actually, I don't think I got that far. I think I went over there and he said, "Move, fat man," or something. And then I realized who it was, and I called my security over there. So I never even got to asking for the $50
all right.
because he
Did,
started acting aggressively pretty quickly.
was he inside the vehicle at that time or outside the vehicle?
He was inside, and he was inside the car.
And could you clearly see him from where you were inside the car?
Yeah, once I got nice and close, I could see him real good. I could hear him. I knew who it was.
All right. So his windshield did it have any tint on the front, or was it pretty clear?
It was pretty clear. I could see him. I could see him just fine.
Okay, so you called for your security. Who responded out of your security detail?
Well, when I called for security, they couldn't hear me, so the lawyer couple I mentioned before was right next to the car. And I mentioned to them to alert my security, which they failed to do. The security didn't actually respond until after the shots were fired, I believe. That's what
All
I
right.
was told.
Okay, so where were so let's say that we'll use the projector as the vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's
Yeah.
the vehicle, could you show me where you were positioned at the time that you had walked over?
I like this. I was standing
Okay,
right here like this.
perfect. All right, thank you. And if where would you say that in relation to the vehicle, where would you say that the Rosenbergs were, the two lawyers?
Right here.
So they were on the
Standing
side,
right here.
both of them.
Yeah, around the side.
Okay.
Yep, yep, yep.
Um, did they say anything at this time when you said, "Hey, get my security"?
It seemed like they were about to. The woman went to go over there, and then she came back. I believe. I can't remember what exactly was said.
And where did you say go over there? Where did you take a look and see where your security was at the time?
Yeah, I did. Took a
And,
look over my shoulder. They were over in the middle of the lot with a couple customers, just kind of chit chatting over there, and I could see them, but they couldn't quite hear me from where I was.
okay. It sounded like there was a lot going on in the lot that day.
Yeah, it was pretty busy time.
Okay, and so you see her? Does she walk over towards them, or
Yeah, she like walked in that direction. I think when she realized that the man in the car was getting a little heated, she decided to stick around. I think was what happened.
okay? All right. So the man in the car then insults you, and you have the two attorneys here. Um, did you notice over your right shoulder? This would be closer to the fence line, the metal fence. Did you notice anybody over in this area?
Hmm. Uh, if I did, I cannot recall who it might have been. No, I can't say. I can't say I recall.
Okay. Mr. Irvine, why do you have a security detail on your lot?
We've had incidents in the past with vandals. We've had incidents with people shooting up the lot, damaging the cars. Um,
All right.
it seemed that security was necessary.
So it's something that it's happened enough times that you and your brother have taken steps to secure your lot as best you can. Within.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Okay. And does your security personnel typically carry firearms? Do you allow them to carry firearms on your property?
Yes, I do. Allow them to carry concealed firearms on my property, and I don't want to spook the customers or nothing. So nothing too crazy. Just a couple of handguns, maybe tucked away, concealed in case anything serious happens. Which, unfortunately, from time to time, it does.
I hear you. I appreciate that. By the way, you've heard about the new conceal and carry permit here for the city. While we're we're
yes,
on that,
I have actually.
okay. Doesn't affect you while you're on your property. You can, you can do whatever you want. But if you want to carry while you're off your property, you do need to make sure you register within the next 12 days if you haven't done so already. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, the requirements for registration are pretty simple. It's a $500 fee. You have to come down here to Mission Road and speak to either the district attorney or one of the command for the SASP, and then you need to make sure that they'll take your fingerprints, get the registration serial number off your firearm, and then they'll just make sure that you haven't had any type of felonies in the last 21 days. So.
All right. Okay. That sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
Do
So we're
that.
trying,
I'll do that,
it's just
yeah.
an initiative. They're trying to see if we can tap down some of the violence that's been going on. No doubt up there in
Right,
Sandy, you've heard about a lot of the drive-by shootings and various other types of
Oh yeah.
criminal
I've witnessed
activity
them,
up there. Yeah. Phew. Oh, you witnessed a couple of them.
Yeah. Saw poor what do you call it? Peanut. Gunned down outside the goddamn bank. Broad daylight.
All right. Well,
Automatic weapons.
why don't we?
You see why I hire security.
Yeah. Well, why don't we table that and let's come back to that at the end of this discussion because I'd definitely be
All right.
I'd definitely be interested in your perspective of what happened in that particular incident. Okay, so at this point we've got the attorneys are standing over here. Your security, you tried to call for your security, they didn't come. What does a gentleman do? I mean, what happens next, Mr. Irvine?
Well, I think once I started calling for security, he started freaking out a little bit. He said, "Get out of the way, fat man." I called for security again. He said, I think he said, if you don't move, I'm going to run you over or something. Now, I wasn't really listening to what he was saying. I was more concerned about my security over there, and I just wanted to collect my payment and have that guy just escorted out.
Right.
But it seemed like he wanted to leave. I just wanted to get him my $50.
Sure. I mean, if he
So I was
he should
kind
have
of
been
confused
using
when
your
he said he was
service.
going to run me over.
I mean, he should have been using your service anyways because you had told him that he was
Right.
not allowed on your property after
Right.
insulting
Yes,
you the
he
day
was
before.
not welcome there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. In fact, I feel like he was there to show the fact that he got his temper in the end. I feel like he was trying to rub my face in it. To be honest with you.
Where
But,
was your brother
it's
at this time?
neither. It's a great question. You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, I think Robbie was not actually there yet. I think he arrived while I was in hospital, so I don't think he was on the lot yet.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
I
So.
think, yeah, maybe he was in a trailer or something. Didn't
So he
hear
tells you to
something, I don't
get
know.
out of the way, with a little bit more color than that, and
Yeah.
and you call out again for security. Then what happens?
Then he, after I believe he warned me twice. The first one was get out of the way, fat man. Second one was if you don't move, I'm gonna run you over. And then he hit me with his car, which I feel like I don't know. The reason I didn't move is I mean I was thinking he could probably get out of there if he really wanted to. He could have turned it around. He definitely could have turned it around for sure.
Where the,
I'm turning around big old trucks there.
Where the vehicle comes out out of the valet, would he have had the ability to just back up a little bit and then move?
Absolutely. He
Okay.
could have backed up and turned hit to his right, so he would have been driving across the front of the building.
Okay, so there would not have been any cars or automobiles parked behind him.
No, sir.
Okay.
Clear back. He could have backed up. Yeah, for sure.
What about to the left? Was the left by the fence line there? Did that have vehicles on that particular area or?
I don't believe so. I think the only thing he had to. I mean, no, we usually leave that
Hey,
clear. That's
Roxas.
where the valet is. So no, that would have been clear too. That would have, yeah.
So he could have
would
went.
imagine.
In your opinion, he could have went to the left and to the right.
If I recall.
Okay.
If I recall correctly, I can't imagine there. I can't quite remember if there was anything. Sometimes locals like to park nearby, but not where he was. There's never the valet is never obstructed. So
Okay. All right. So maybe if you have a few minutes after we get done with the interview, maybe we, if you don't mind, maybe we could take a quick drive up to your lot. I can take you home if you want, and then and then you could show me kind of when a car you bring a car out of valet where the valet leaves it, and I could take a photograph or two. I think that'd be useful.
yeah, all right, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then let's proceed. So you said he ran over you. What happened at that point? He hit you with the automobile.
He hit me with the car. He didn't actually drive right over me. He bumped me with the car. I fell to the ground. His vehicle was disabled. The engine actually was damaged after the impact. I felt like he was trying to kill me. At that moment in time, I felt like my life was in danger. So I reached for my firearm.
Okay. And did you notice that the engine was smoking before he hit you, or was it, or after he hit
Nope.
you? Okay.
It was in perfect condition. After he hit me, it was smoking. Yeah, it was. I don't know. A pretty weak car. Maybe my muscular figure destroyed the vehicle. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure what happened there.
All right. And so then
anywho.
you pulled your, you felt like your life was in danger. Then you pulled.
Yes, sir.
What type of weapon did you pull out?
Pulled out a revolver, family heirloom. Um, pulled that
Okay.
out, and then he exited his car.
Okay.
At which point the lawyer began punching him in the face. I believe, well, just kind of punching him. I don't really know. Yeah, he was punching him,
So
and
so
I had
he
my gun
exits.
pointed.
He exits this way, and you have your gun out. And the attorney did the
That's right.
attorney run around you, or did the attorney run around the back side of the vehicle and then?
Uh, that's a good. I was on the ground when he ran over, so I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Please continue. So
Uh,
he's over here, and
Yep, he's over there. They're by the fence, both of them next to the fence. Just past the break in the fence.
okay. So he made it that
Because
far. So
the guy got out of
he actually
yeah,
got out of the
got hit a
car.
couple times.
And he starts fleeing towards the break in the fence. Gets hit a couple of times.
Yes, sir.
Would you say that he was getting hit in the back, or was the guy in the front boxing?
Yeah, I would say he was getting hit. He got hit as soon as he stepped out of the car. I would say he got hit, and then it seemed like he was trying to get some distance, so he ran over that way
Okay. So he runs over this way
towards that break in
towards
the fence.
that break.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. And then
At
what?
which point I got my gun, and I'm pointing it in that direction. And next thing I know, I got shot around the throat. Um,
Did you see
and that's
him?
all I remember. I didn't see anything else.
Okay. So you pulled your firearm. You pointed it. You pointed it at him.
Yes, sir. But didn't fire nothing. Hopefully, I was trying to calm him. Maybe he would, raise his hands or something. But I guess not. And he fired. He fired in my direction. Now, the thing about that was there were people behind me all over the place. You know, there was. Apparently, he fired into a crowd of people right after that. So I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to make sure that we're real clear here on the details, Mr. Irvine. So he hits you with the car, and then he steps out as you call for security again. As he exits the vehicle, the attorney, was it the male or the female? That was
The male,
the male.
male attorney. Yeah.
Okay, the male attorney was punching him, and he continued
Yeah,
to move
yeah.
past the break in the fence in order to get some distance. And you
Yes,
raised your
sir.
firearm. Did you say anything at the time you raised your firearm?
I do not recall. Oh, you know what? I remember though when he was running towards that break in the fence, I saw him reaching for his gun. So he right after I had just got my gun out of my waistband, but he was already reaching for his. So he drew his pretty much about a second after I was drawing mine.
So he drew his firearm, and this was as he was
Almost at
leaving.
the same time.
At the
Just-
time he's
yeah,
getting
right
he's
after.
getting hit by the attorney, the male attorney.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think he would have pulled that weapon a little faster. I think the reason I pulled mine slightly earlier was because he had to exit the vehicle and then pull out his.
Okay, so let's. I want to make sure we get the events here correct. So he runs into you. You fall down on the ground.
Yep.
You call for security. He exits
Yep.
the vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Okay, as he exits the vehicle, is the
Reaches
attorney
for his gun.
Okay, he reaches then for his gun, and
Yeah, well,
is
he's
that at
getting
the same
hit
time?
at the same time.
Okay, at the same time he's
Yeah.
getting punched. Does he stagger when he gets punched?
Yeah, he staggered a couple times for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
All right, so he staggers a little bit, and then he moves to get some separation. And at that
That's
point in
right,
time, as he gets some separation by the break in the fence, does he have? He has his gun out.
He's just about to get it out at that point.
Just about
I
to get
think
it out.
He's Yeah,
Okay.
he's already reaching for it. He's got his hand on it, and he's just trying to get it out of
Yeah.
the waistband at that point.
So, was it tucked in his waistband, or do you think he had a holster like a?
Definitely tucked in his waistband.
Okay, so
Cause
it was in a.
yeah, I
It wasn't
remember him
like a
reaching for it.
smooth. He didn't like smoothly
No,
take it out. It was
no.
definitely okay. All right, so he's staggering. He's taking some time to draw it, and at this time you've already got your firearm out, correct?
Yeah, I just pulled mine out as he was reaching. He was reaching for his.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got mine out about a second before his.
Okay, and then you raised your firearm. I mean, what did you
Yeah,
do as
and I
he's
think
still moving in this direction? He's getting his firearm out. You can see him drawing it out of his waistband.
yeah, I was pointing my weapon, and
Hey, Bako, thank you very much for that
might have had
gifted sub,
my
man.
gun at him a few seconds, maybe like now that I really think about it, I think I had it about 2 or 3 seconds
Okay.
because I was pointing it, and I said, "Get out of the way" to the lawyer because I could see he was about to get caught into the crossfire there. If I did fire, I had no intention
Okay.
to shoot until I saw him reach for that gun.
Right. Okay. So you draw your firearm. Is he facing away from you or facing towards you at the time that he completes getting his firearm out of his waistband?
When he completes getting it out, he's facing towards me. Yeah.
Okay. And is that at that point in time, did he have separation between himself and the attorney?
Um, Not quite. Because that's why I was telling the guy to get away because he was still pretty close to him.
Okay. All right. And then, so then, as he completes getting his pistol out of his, was it a pistol or another type of firearm?
Yes, it was.
It was a pistol.
I believe it was a pistol. Yeah.
All right. Was it like one of the semi-automatics, or was it kind of like an antique, like the one you have?
No, it was just It was semi-automatic. Sounded like maybe like a Beretta or something.
Like like a typical 9mm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. So he turns. He sees you. He's got his gun in his hand. You have yours. Are you aiming in his direction at this time?
Yes, sir. Yes, I was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
And then, did you see him raise his pistol towards you?
I did. It happened extremely quickly. It just caught me around the throat.
Sure.
You know,
I mean, we're talking. I understand we're talking
Yeah.
a matter of about 5 seconds here, Mr. Irvine.
Yes,
but
it's exactly.
it's very
kinda
the sequence of
difficult
events is very important. I appreciate your patience.
Yeah, so I was pointing my gun in his direction for, I want to say, about a second and a half, maybe two, before he pulled his trigger on me.
All right, and you were yelling at the attorney to get out of the way. What was there
Yeah, I
anything
think
else?
right after I said that, I got hit in the throat. Right
Okay,
after
so
I said
right
finished
after you said
sentence.
that, you got hit in the throat, and
Yeah.
and at that time he had his weapon pulled up and aimed at you.
Yeah, he did not hesitate though. The second he got that weapon ready, he fired it at me.
Okay. Do you recall anyone else at this time yelling anything? I mean, I imagine you were pretty
I heard
focused.
somebody scream my name.
Okay. Was that a male voice or
I
a
think.
female voice?
I think. God, I can't. It's honestly, it was a female voice. It might have been either Avery or Fanny, maybe one of those. So maybe heard my name, but I was slipping away at that point. You know, I was thinking it was getting a little dark at that point.
I understand. When you did you lose consciousness right away when you got hit in the throat?
not right away. I remember I was staring at the sky, then I drifted out a little bit, and then Miss Zoe Lyris was standing over me.
All right, she's good, right? She's one hell of a medic, isn't she?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Got a lot of
I'm a
talent.
therapist too.
All right. Okay, and then the wound that you suffered, it was directly to the front of your throat, correct? Not the. It didn't. You weren't shot from behind. It was definitely came from the front.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely came from the front. Yes, sir.
All right. Great. Okay. Um, did you hear anybody else on the lot that day, around the time of this incident, that may have had some sort of accent, like maybe they weren't from the state of San Andreas.
I mean, Dagwood he's got an accent, I guess.
Okay.
Um,
How would you
there was an old
characterize?
guy there too. I remember. He's some guy who keeps hitting on Fanny. Can't remember his name. He's an old dude. Oh God, what's his name again? He keeps telling me that I can't remember. He sold me a car pretty recently too.
Okay, so if you happen to remember his name, I'd love to have it. Just be another witness that I can talk to
Yeah.
regarding this. So, and just to double check, I went out and kind of looked on your property. I didn't see any. I didn't see any visible cameras. You don't have any cameras set up on your property, right?
No, we have a sign for him, but we don't actually have any cameras.
Yeah, I kind of thought so. I mean,
property.
if you did, I figured it would be like maybe watching an area where you exchange money or something like that, but not. You definitely, it doesn't look like you have any cameras in the
No.
watching
no.
the lot or anything. I didn't see anything on any of the telephone poles or lighting poles or anything like that. Okay.
Yeah, no, we don't got any cameras there at all, unfortunately.
Okay, perfect. All right. I think that gives me everything that I was looking for in this particular case, other than us taking a little drive up towards the lot, and just so I could see the positioning of a
Yeah.
car when it comes out of the valet, and when they drop it off, where you have
Okay.
them pull those things up. So I can just document that with a photograph. That'd be fantastic. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this incident that you say was a shooting of a young girl named Peanut. I know the one that you're talking about. She's
Yeah.
she's in the Scarlet. Is she in the Scarlet Valkyries? Is that right? Motorcycle Club.
I believe so. Yes, I think so. Her real name is Paige something. I can't remember her last name.
Okay, I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. About how
Yeah.
long ago was this incident?
Ooh, that is a good question. That was right before we hired we hired Phoenix Corp. I want to say. I think, or it was.
Oh, dinner's ready?
Either right
Yummy.
before or
Enjoy,
right
Baker.
afterwards.
Thank you
It was
very much
pretty
for those
early on
gifted
at that
subs.
point. So that was about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago.
Okay, about 2 weeks ago. All right, perfect. And just one last question
Yeah.
about your incident, just to complete the record.
Yeah.
Have you terminated your contract with Phoenix Corporation?
No, sir. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out.
How do you? Is there a particular reason as it relates to? Was anything related to this particular day that made you feel uncomfortable in, or possibly be rethinking your relationship?
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of wish they responded before it escalated. That's about it. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with their services.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, so let's so back to this other incident. You said that you witnessed that you witnessed her get shot, and she was shot with automatic weapons, you said?
Well, we didn't actually. We heard the shot. So we were on the lot and we heard the shots by the bank. Now we didn't have a clear field. We didn't really see anything until. So we heard the shots. Definitely automatic fire. Quite a bit of it. Ran over in that direction. We saw a black SUV flee the scene, all stock, no customization whatsoever.
Okay.
Also a white two-door, small two-door. I believe it was I can't remember the name of the car. Fusillade, I want to say. I think that's the one. Long front on it, long hood,
Okay.
very short rear.
So kind of rounded in the rear, or is it blocked? Like blocky?
That's a good question.
Hey, Ono, how you doing?
Question. It's kind of both. I won't say it ain't really.
Does it have is it a sports car?
I guess. I mean, it's a two-door. It's kind of a sports car. It's like what is it called? Like a coupe? I call it coupe. Like a two-door. Ain't really like a super sports car, you know. You see a lot of them up by the Rockford area, kind of, you know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it was like a slender, like long hood, short rear, and it was white, fled the scene. Two vehicles. I think I saw a masked man in the SUV.
Did you?
Both of the cars look stolen to me. From my experience from selling and buying vehicles, I would assume they were both stolen.
Okay. All right. And did this occur right in front of the bank?
Yes, sir. Right outside the front of the bank. Broad daylight.
Great. Not smart.
No.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Irvine. Is it Irvine or Irvin?
Yeah. We say Irvine. Yeah.
Irvine. All right. All right. Great. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end the recording now, and then we'll pick it back up as we get up to the lot. You need me to give you a ride up there?
No, I got my car out front. You can just follow me up there.
Okay. I'll meet you up there in a few minutes.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.